Gene Roddenberry again. Star Trek, The Return of the Archons. Gene seemed to know a few bits, didn't he? Because our greatest enemy is artificial intelligence. Wynne touched on that. And I'm, like you, a creature of divine living, and that's got to be a lot better than something that wasn't made by the divine creator. Our first thought, you would say, shadow beings. But artificial intelligence can actually manifest itself. And I'm quite happy with that as a potential manifestation of artificial intelligence. Not just shadow beings, okay? Gene Roddenberry again. In a way, it looks a bit Lyran, only slightly. But I'm quite happy if artificial intelligence wanted to manifest itself, it might choose something like that. Observe the snake eyes. I keep on talking about the Matrix film because those of you who've watched it see time and time again how much resonation there is with the time that we are now. Those two poets. Okay, so it wasn't the NSA, it was the battery. What a shame. So with the actual, Wynne, what are you doing? Okay, so with the Polish brothers, they actually used a system to try to alert you. My number is 7. Many of you have 7 as your number, and although you can remember Neo into the controller's office and screen after screen of previous Neos, we are told this is the 7th time that humans have got to that point. And this is the 7th time that this planet, with its human population, has got to this point. 6 times we've got here and fallen back. We cannot afford to fail again. This must be it. This really must be it, 7th time. The future, we know there's an alternative, there really is, and I'm just going to make a statement because I know that this conference, get-together, will be reported back. So I'm just going to make a quick little statement to all the people who work in elite organizations who are beginning to have a problem with their conscience. Stop what you're doing. You may have children. You may have children. You may have other family members. Unless you stop now, then you will be condemned for the rest of your lives. Because what we're looking at is a resurgent human race. People who are not prepared to be pushed around. People who see the truth and want fairness. So these people who are in banking or government or military, now is the time to actually be strong and brave, and don't say, well, I've got a pension. Well, it's a good wage packet. It's time to think about which side of the fence you're on. So I'm actually saying to them that if they move now while the hand is 1 minute to midnight, they still can be free. But once the hand strikes 12, it's too late. And there are some people who can never be forgiven. Think about the pictures I showed of the Beatles. Think what that image is really telling you. Such people can never be forgiven. But many can. And many people in these elite organizations are blackmailed themselves. Many men are told that unless they do what they do, their children or their wives will be found on a railway line or pushed over a cliff or serially raped. And it's that fear which keeps them bound in. And just as connecting consciousness we formed as a group, I would say to these people, don't stand on isolation, form as a group. you know, I'm gone on record as saying is everybody stopped going to the petrol station on Monday, then they'd bring the prices down. But people don't work in unison because they don't understand. That's what consciousness is about. It's about communicating as a group, that through a group we can bring change. And that truth resonates with people who are awake. But the difference is that now the new world order gun has been fired. And this is it. To the times of your lives, whether you're 20 years old or 80 years old, this is what you've been waiting for. This is what you've been trained for. Don't let yourselves down. Don't let the people down. Don't let the planet down. And we've shown that we can do in our own way something that others never even dreamed of. Didn't cost millions of dollars, didn't have great glitzy films or expensive booklets, just ordinary people throughout the world who were brave enough to work together and believe that something can be better than this.